Welcome back to another episode of RGM. My name is Kendrick, and I'm with Jaelyn,
Hi, everybody.
and we are doing 10 bleeping questions with Jaelyn, the artist. And we're going to ask you 10 questions, some lighthearted, some fun. So I hope you're ready to answer.
Super.
Okay. So, let's start off with the basics. So, who is Jaelyn? How would you describe yourself to the world? And what type of artist do you consider yourself to be?
So, first question was, who is Jaelyn, right?
Yes.
Um, Jaelyn is just honestly the truth. Like, what's the word I'm looking for?
Eccentric, exotic,
Yeah, exotic, very like open-minded, spontaneous, um, charismatic, very understanding, inspirational,
okay.
iconic, I would even say, not to sound boastful. But uh yeah, that's who I would say Jaelyn is, beautiful, powerful, um, loving.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
what type of artist do you consider yourself to be?
I would put myself in the category of like R&B hip hop. R&B hip hop soul. I kind of go back and forth between all those three. Sometimes it's just all put together, and it sounds like this one big thing of hip hop, R&B, and soul. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Well, since you're you consider yourself R&B, hip hop, and soul. Is there like any particular thing, person, or situation that inspired you to make music? And do you feel like you were simply born with an ability to make music?
Um, honestly, all of my family, like I was born in the church, so my uncle owned a church, and excuse me, and he had his own equipment. And I would always, in church when I was a little girl, I'd always sing and I'd always dance. And my dad played the drums growing up. And yeah, so it kind of like was already embedded in me growing up. But my family are also like athletes. So growing up, I kind of I played a lot of sports. Was super active as a little girl. Had like plans of like just doing a whole lot of things, like playing for Baylor and all
Okay.
types of stuff for softball, and until I tore my ACL, my MCL,
Mm.
it just kind of went left for me, and it was hard to come back from that injury, and it became more frustrating than me actually like loving it the way that I did. And
Okay.
I always wrote poetry growing up. I always
Okay.
wrote stories and things like that, so music was always kind of like in the back of my mind, you know what I mean? Always. And I think gradually it became like another passion of mine. So
Mm.
I would say both.
Okay, okay. Nice, nice. And let's see. Do you feel like people are simply born like do you feel like you were born with the ability with to be able to sing and make music, or do you feel like you learned it? And if so, do you think is it general in people that they learn it, or are they born with the ability with it?
um I think both for me, honestly. Because like I said, like I always, growing up, I always heard like music, and like
Hmm.
my dad played drums, so like for me in rhythm, it was kind of like, and it was like a thing that just came to me. I
Okay.
always kind of knew what sounded good, what didn't sound good. But like learning music, like notes and keys and music theory, all of that stuff. Definitely not. Like, definitely had to like learn the basics. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
yeah. So I would say both.
Okay. So I hear you're from Coachella. So how would
Mhm.
you describe Coachella if to someone as an outsider like me? How would you describe
Oh man, hot. Very hot. Uh, there is literally, it's not a variety of race out here. You don't really see like white people, a lot of
it?
white people. You never see Asians. You hardly ever see like any black people. I live in a community that's like strictly Hispanic. Um, and it's not the most like pleasant place, honestly. Like, um, yeah, it's just, it's not pleasant.
Mm,
But in certain parts, like everywhere else, it's nice. Like we have other things, like we have the Coachella Fest.
how's the Coachella Fest being like someone who lives there? How's that? Like how's it being within that mix?
It's funny because the Coachella Fest is actually not Coachella, it's actually Indio, which is like a different city. A lot of people don't know that.
Hmm.
But yeah, Coachella Fest is actually the city of Indio, and um I mean, I live 10, 15 minutes away, so it's like still, you know what I mean? Like it's still
Hmm.
borderline Coachella, but um yeah, honestly, it's funny because it does cost a lot, and so a lot of the people in our communities like can't afford to go because it's a lot of money.
Okay.
But but we out there, I do believe there's always like sales and tickets like for the community to like
Okay.
receive some, you know what I mean? Um, but yeah, it's crazy when Coachella Fest comes because it's just crazy, like it's just insane. Like we have so many people here. It's hard to get anywhere,
Oh,
because our
okay.
our city our city is so small. So it's like when we have something so big like that, like it's
Yeah,
just like we don't like there's nowhere to go.
yeah, it's a drastic shock. It's a drastic shock, drastic change.
Yeah.
Um,
Um
Also, if I'm in Coachella and I'm feeling hungry, where would you take me to go, or like where would you recommend me to go eat
um the Mexican joints, like
at?
there's this place called Rico Norteño, and that slaps. Um, we have a lot of taco trucks out here now. With some other places, like we have this place called Mexicali. We have another spot called El Patron.
Oh, okay.
There's like, I mean, honestly, any Mexican spot out here slaps because we just
Okay.
have that authentic Mexican food that you would probably get if you were to go to Mexico or um anywhere, honestly, in those states. So
Okay, gotcha.
yeah, they're
Like,
fire
if I'm
too.
ever down there, I'm definitely hitting one of these Mexican joints. Definitely. So yeah, I recently heard your latest signal is called "Be Without You" with Vaughn and Nito, and
Mhm.
having an inking of what this song is about. But could you describe what the song is about and how it came together, what you were feeling when you made it, everything that you put into the song?
Yeah, for sure. Honestly, this song is kind of just about two people that just kind of realize that they're not meant to be together, kind of both use each other,
Mm.
for selfish reasons. And, in the beginning of the song, it's like, I've been bad, babe, bad, bad, gave you feelings, babe, want them back. You forgot your place, sad case. It's like, she's kind of talking in the perspective of like, know what? Like, I wasn't supposed to go further than the deed, like, you know what I mean? Like,
So they okay, so
and
they were toxic for each other, basically.
yeah, basically, and then Vaughn goes on and he kind of talks about like, you know, I'm I it you're right. Like I'm out here just doing my thing too, you know what I mean? Like we both kind of got the we kind of got the miscommunication on on what this was. And but I think in the song they kind of I think they're both just trying to prove a point,
Mm,
and yeah, but how the song was made, it was just super organic, super like just easy to make. Like me and Vaughn are very close friends, and I feel like you could really feel the chemistry in our friendship through the song of how just smoothly it went, and we were bouncing off ideas and kind of just working towards like okay, like what could this song be, and we were going through my producer samples and beats that I had that we could like build from, and he really liked the sample from Ichikamo. I think it's Ichikamo. I think so. I'm not sure, so I hope I'm not wrong, but yeah, it was like a sample from him. And so we kind of just we freestyled it, kind of put like, the parts that we liked and structured it. And it came out really smooth. Like it honestly didn't it took less than like I want to say 5 hours to make.
oh wow, okay.
And yeah, it was super fast. Like I was really shocked by the way he was working. I mean, Rayvon has always worked so fast, but to be in like, actually
Mhm.
making a song with him was like different. Like we've always hung out and we always worked on music together, but we always felt like it wasn't really the time for us to make a song. So we kind of just waited until we felt the time was right, and it just came out how it did, and it's like I love it. I love it. I personally feel like you could hear the chemistry in our friendship, and I think that's the reason why it came out so great, and then just with the Aaliyah inspiration, be without you. It's just like even a bonus because I feel like a lot of people are doing that, and I think
Mhm.
we just executed that in an authentic way as well, of making it our own. So yeah, it was really fun. It was super fun.
Okay, yeah, I did feel the chemistry. I did feel the chemistry in when the music. It felt like y'all knew each other, like truly knew each other. Way
Mhm.
y'all was flowing with each other. So yeah, I definitely get that. Okay, cool, cool. So oh, when you're in the studio, actually, is there a particular thing you need? Whether it's cake, good vibes, maybe a little marijuana. What do you what's in the
Mm.
studio with you?
Um, what do I need when I'm in the studio? Oh, my water. I need like my jug of water. Um, Also sometimes because if I'm taking a lot of takes, my throat will get like just raspy, and even if I'm drinking water, my voice will get raspy. So sometimes I like to warm up some hot tea and just like drink it for it to like soothe in my voice a little bit, but depends on what it is, because like it depends on the song, because there's some songs that I have that I hear my voice being more mellow and raspy more than like singing and smooth and like butter.
Okay.
So yeah, it really depends, but that's like my go-to, like just literally just water and tea. I don't really like to eat nothing in the studio because I feel like your voice is if you're recording something, your voice is like it's just sensitive, you know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
I don't want to like eat something and then like my voice isn't as good because I just ate like a bag of hot Cheetos and my throat is just like, you know what I mean?
It's just burning.
So
It's feeling on fire. Okay. Okay.
yeah, like no. So that's about it, really. Oh, I mean lights. I need lights in the studio. Like I need a vibe. I
Okay.
usually put something on my TV, um, cause depends on what I'm doing. I either feel like writing or I'm actually like freestyling. And when I'm
Okay.
freestyling, I like to look at the TV because sometimes like it helps me come up with more things, you know?
Hmm.
So, yeah.
Makes you more creative. Okay, yeah, no, that's no problem. That's no problem. So have you been paying attention to recent music drops? You obviously seen that Drake and Kanye both dropped an album. Did you get a chance to
Yeah.
listen to the albums? And if so, what did you think of them?
Yeah, I listened to both of them. And I give I didn't really love Donda at all.
Hmm.
Um I felt like it was just I don't know, it just kind of felt like um he was trying to save the project with features. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Um and I didn't really feel Donda. I didn't feel Kanye as much as like
Hmm.
his other albums, that he's made. There's a few songs though, like there's the song with Vori I really like. Um
Okay. Okay.
but just like a few other ones, but I only like really like two of them, or three maybe, out of the whole album.
Mm.
Um CLB, right? That's Drake's album.
Mm-hmm. Certified.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't absolutely love it because I just feel like we've been getting the same response out of Drake in just a different way in his last albums, you know what I mean? Like
Actually,
it's
yeah, I do. I completely agree. Like I always talk, and I was like, wow. Like honestly, this isn't like a spectacular Drake album. I feel like this is the average Drake album that he usually makes.
yeah, yeah, no, I feel the same way. Um I definitely liked more songs out of Drake's album than Donda, but um I also could just be like a really big Drake fan and like just be biased, but like
Mhm.
I just felt like he executed it a lot better, you know? I feel like when in his the features that he did put on his album actually like you can tell that it inspired the artists, you know what I mean? To like actually go crazy on it other than like I'ma put you on it because I feel like without you this song isn't gonna be nothing, you
Oh, okay.
know?
Okay.
And that's kind of how I felt with Donda, you know? I kind of felt like he was trying to save his songs with the features.
Hmm. Oh, okay.
Excuse
Okay.
me. Yeah, so
Okay. Okay. Fair. Fair. So who are some of your inspirations and favorite artists to listen to? Also, who is one person who you like to work with? Like, who's like, if you could have one feature with somebody or do a song with somebody, who would it be?
hmm, who would it be? Oh man. Only one.
Oh, I mean, you can name as many as you want, but all right, let me give me your top three. Your top three.
Okay, my top three. Imma have to do Drake, cause that's just, like, mm, I just I feel like me and Drake write in similar ways
Oh,
of, like, just writing with, like, a lot of vulnerability and truth, to what is true to us. Um, I really think me and Kehlani would make a fire track. Um,
I agree.
and Bia. I think me and Bia would make a dope song too.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Those are some
Yeah.
great choices.
And
Great.
Party, but yeah, Party next door.
Oh, okay. Okay. Um. Also, who is your inspirational artist and your favorite artist to listen to?
Who is my what? The first thing? My inspiration?
Inspiration. Like, who gives you inspiration? Which artist gives you
Oh.
most inspiration?
Honestly, I must sound like a huge Drake fan, but like I'm gonna have to say Drake. Just because like he was like, he really put Toronto on the map for his city, and before him, like no one did that,
Hmm.
and I just feel like I have that responsibility for my city. No
Okay.
one no one really knows like Coachella, unless it's Coachella Fest, and there's not a lot of artists out here that I can say that want it as bad as me, and like besides my team, we work all the time. We do everything we can to be better and work harder and smarter. We're constantly putting hours into what we do constantly, and it's easy to, especially out here, it's easy to just want to have fun and like
Hmm.
get lost in life because there's not shit to do. You know what I mean? Like we don't have anywhere to go
So okay.
unless it's like 2 hours away. Like, so like people get caught up in like trying to do other things and and things like that. And me
Okay.
and my team have been just like super solid on just like doing that. And I find that Drake is such a big inspiration of for me because of that reason. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like he did it, so I like what makes me feel like I'm not capable of doing that.
Yeah. No, I completely understand.
Um, yeah. And then the second question was what?
Your favorite artist to listen to? You can give a top three if you can't figure out one.
And yeah, I'm gonna do Party, but like Party 1 and 2, Weekend, House of Balloons,
Okay.
um, Drake.
Okay.
Yeah.
Solid.
Mhm.
That's a solid top three. Okay. Also, I've noticed your growth as a musician from project to project. Is there a
Mhm.
new version of Jaelyn that we can expect to premiere in your next project?
Yes, most definitely. Most definitely. I have shit in the vault, man. I have stuff in the vault that is just
Okay.
sitting, and it makes me smile because I'm so excited for it. Like I think, I recently got my own studio, so
Okay.
I
Congrats.
just been like, thank you, yeah, thank you. I just been working like hard, and it's different when you're solo dolo recording yourself and being in your own place to do it because like it takes a different vulnerability to say the things you want. It's hard to say things that you feel when you have a bunch of people in the studio sometimes, or when you're just like working on something, and you know what I mean? Like it's just a different feeling, and the fact that it's my room, like I made 7 roses in this room. I
Oh
didn't
wow.
make hours. I didn't make hours in my room. I made it at the studio. But I feel like, 7 Roses, you could definitely feel the vulnerability, the heart in what I say and what I feel, and I want that in the next, albums to come or EPs to come and
Mhm.
singles to come, I want just in an evolved way. You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
I don't want um, I don't want my projects to sound like I'm not constantly finding myself in my music. So yeah, they're gonna definitely hear some magic coming out of these next songs and this next EP or these next EPs because
Okay.
um, yeah, I'm just growing. Like it would be a shame for me if I didn't grow after everything. Like I feel like our life comes in seasons, and like
Hmm.
every season life teaches you something. It's just for you to figure it out and try and like find out what it's trying to tell you.
Okay.
Um, yeah, so most definitely.
All right. So this is actually going to be the last question. Uh, so what does the rest of 2021 look like for you, Jaelyn? And any projects, commercials, features, collections, any of those coming up?
What's gonna be? It's gonna be 2022 soon, huh? In a couple of months. Wow,
Few
that's
months?
crazy. Um, but yeah, honestly, right now, I'm working on more music videos. I think I have a lot of songs right now that are out that just need to be more um what's the word I'm looking for?
Visual, tell like being able to tell a story with it.
No, just to promote my songs more, but with, you know, the videos and stuff like that, because I think I have great songs that still need to be promoted and still need to be heard, that haven't gotten enough listens yet, you know, and I feel like with the music video, I think it's gonna like help, just help with my image, help with like, everything that I'm doing, you know what I mean? So, um, that's one thing. Music videos, that's kind of, I mean, it's kind of all shows, doing more shows. I hope for just more shows to come my way, but bigger ones, you know. Because I think I am just how I'm evolving in my music, I'm evolving in my
Okay.
performances, you
Mm-hmm.
know? And
Yeah.
I want to start doing more live shows, like more live performances with you know, a band and things like that to make people just make it be more of a moment, you know what I mean? Like something that my dad has always told me was like, you know, if they wanted to just listen to the track, then they would just listen to the track, you know what I mean? Like they
Definitely.
wouldn't just come just to come to listen to the track. Like they could do that at home, you know? And
Mm-hmm.
so I'm taking more advantage of that idea of just like, you know what, like you're right. Like let's make these performances more of a memory to them, you know? And it's just a blessing. Like I have so many fans all over the world, and even though it's just a little amount of them, like those are forever going to be my day ones, you know? So I have to make those moments like the best of it, you know? So, that and I want to do acting along
Oh.
the way.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm if that's, you know, Lord willing, aligns with what I want, then it'll happen. But yeah, that's really about it.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's all for the questions. Great. Appreciate you taking the time out to come on here on 10 bleeping questions. And can't wait.
Thank
Excited
you.
to hear what's next coming from you. And yeah, of
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you guys like a lot. It's really a pleasure, truly.
course. It was a pleasure having you as well. Well, that's all. I'm Kendrick with RGM.